I'm going to go through how you can play interactive games on stream, specifically TikTok, using something called crowd control. So you can see here, I'm in crowd control. There's a lot of games it works with. One I'm going to be going through in this video is Hytale, but we've got all sorts of games. We've got Egging On, which a lot of people have been playing, Path of Exile, Fallout, Rocket League, Elden Ring is on here somewhere as well. So what you need to do is, once you've got crowd control installed, you're going to want to go ahead and select the game. So in this video, we'll go through Hytale, and it's really quite simple. So what you'll have down the left-hand side is it should, on the left, automatically pick up where your game is installed. If it doesn't, then you'll need to open the folder and go and find that. This then, you'll be able to click on the mod install button. When you click on this button, so mine's already checked, if I click on that, you'll get a little pop-up, and this says this will automatically install the mod for Hytale. So you go ahead and click OK, and then that will tell you that it is now complete. Once you've done that, everything's installed into the game now. What we can go ahead and do is set up our different in-game effects. So from this screen, what you're going to want to do is at the bottom here, we've got a effect manager. If we click into that, and then for TikTok, we're going to want to click on TikTok on the left-hand side here. And you can see that I've already got some effects, they're called. So I've got 5 here already. Based on my current plan, I'm allowed unlimited, but I believe the limit is 5 if you don't have the other plan. But all you need to do is you go ahead and click Add New. You can then choose a gift. For things like follow, you'll need the subscription for that. But I can go ahead, for example, and select. Let's go for the Lucky Airdrop. So I can select Lucky Airdrop, and I can choose when it's used once across all viewers. I can then choose an effect. So at the moment, these are limited for Hytale. You've got a lot of spawn mob items, but then you've also got sort of the delete item, dig a hole, and kill player. So in this, what I'm going to do is I will just set kill player. I can rename that then to give it a different title if I want to use the overlay. I think I've got one insta death or something along those lines. And then you go ahead and click save. That will then add it to the list of options here. And you can add, like I say, as many as those if you want, if you've got the subscription. If not, then it will tell you how many you're able to use. In terms of the effects, they're always adding new ones. It's still very new. The game's new. This integration into it's new. But I know the developers are working on adding more options, specifically some to help the player out. So yeah, they'll be coming soon, I'm sure. So once we've done that, so that's all ready to go now, you can close that. At the top here, you've then got Configure Stream Overlay. If I click onto that, and then along the top, I want to click on TikTok Overlay. And you can see here, it's already showing the effects that I've set up. It's showing the gift icon and then what it does next to it. You can click on Customize. So you can choose how many rows. So you can see here, we've got 2 different rows, and I've got it set to 3 columns. If something's longer, then you'll see it scrolls, and you can adjust how often that cycles as well. And the scale of it, you can adjust to make it bigger or smaller. All you're going to want to do then is in the right-hand corner, you copy private overlay URL, and you'll just go into TikTok Live Studio or OBS, and add that as a link or a browser source, just like you do for things from Tickfinity, for example. And that, once you connect, will then populate this on your screen, and you can adjust where you want to place that when you're streaming. To then get into the game, what you're going to need to do is you'll click on Launch Game. So at the moment it's red. If I click on that, that'll automatically then run the game. I've got an update, so I'll be back in a second. So I then go ahead and click play. And then the game will load up, and we have a couple of steps that we then need to follow. So we go ahead and we can select an existing world if you already have one, or you can create a new world. And then what you want to do is you'll want to right click to edit the world, and underneath mods you'll see crowd control plugin, and you'll want to make sure that that is checked, as that's what then will allow us to connect to the software. So I will go ahead and click into TikTok world and we'll load in. And then once we load in, we're going to want to go ahead and press enter, and that'll open our chat up. And then it tells you here what to do. Hide the game on your streaming software, so don't show that. You're going to then want to click on this message. It will then ask you to log into crowd control. Mine's already logged in. And it'll put a code then into this bar. You go ahead and hit submit. And then we authorize that. And then we log in with TikTok. And once that's done, we'll get a login successful. I can now close that. If I go back to the game, I can see I've authenticated as Adzi, and now my session has started. So what I'll then need to do is I can now go ahead, hit go live on TikTok Studio. And once I've done that, the only other thing I need to do is within crowd control, you've got a TikTok icon in the top right corner that says connect. You'll go ahead and click that. This will fail because I'm not live, but that'll then connect to your stream. And there you go. So any of the effects you set up based on a gift will then trigger in game. You can go ahead and test those as well. On the left hand side, you've got the options. So I can go ahead and let's say, you know, let's spawn an armadillo. I don't know if there are any in game, but we've spawned that in. And you can now see I've spawned an armadillo in my house. So that's all there is to it.